evening, everyone. This is a meeting of the Finance Committee. It is Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. This meeting is being audio and video recorded. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, so tonight on the agenda, we're going to review some FY27 department budgets with Jamie Kelly, Jamie Velasquez, and we also have a few of our department heads here. At the request of Mr. Kelly, we're going to have Mr. Bovola. Andy, you're going to go first with your building department budget, okay? Andy, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank you all for allowing me to attend virtually. That goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Sure.
So, per your request, I have presented a substantially level-funded budget with the exception of contractual raises, if you will. There's one thing that has, or actually a couple of things that have changed, and the separate line items for the electrical inspector and the assistant building inspector have merged into one account. And with Jamie V's help on that, the figure came in, I think, at $30,000 even. And again, that's a combination of the electrical inspector, the assistant building, and then also the alternates for plumbing, gas, and electrical inspectors. So just as a little bit of an FYI, our new fee schedule was approved by the Board of Selectmen, went into effect January 1st of this year, which is going to probably net the town somewhere in the vicinity of 10 to 15% difference in fees that were brought in from last year and the year before. I think, in my own opinion, as I mentioned to you last year, it was long overdue. So I'm glad that the town has voted in a new fee schedule so that we're comparatively the same as neighboring towns. Now we're in that same boat. And we were missing a lot, in my opinion, but now I think we're where we need to be. With that, I am open to any comments or questions that you may have regarding the budget. Request, excuse me.
Yep. So this is actually a question for either Jamie B or Mr. Kelly. So the FY27 level funded compared to the department request, it looks like the difference is in that $30,000 line item.
Right.
For
yes, it's part of it is the philosophy that we have, that we're trying to grow our own as far as inspectors go, and building inspectors, and we've got the local inspectors which have to go through training under a building commissioner such as Andy, as well as take classes. And Andy has been willing to help that way, and hopefully we'll have a couple folks as local inspectors. Someone will step up, successfully pass the exams, and we'll end up have someone, because it's very difficult to recruit. And one of the reasons we're putting them all up in the salary area is because, as you know, we're redoing the chart of accounts, and they really didn't belong in expenses when they're getting salaries. I'm sure Sue can attest to the fact apples aren't oranges. You should put them where they belong.
Yep.
So this is really an effort to get a backup in a couple critical areas of inspection. Did I say that right, Andy?
You did, Mr. Kelly, and I was just going to interject. As difficult as it is to try to find qualified individuals, up until today, we had 2 individuals, and my biggest fear happened. I got a phone call from a good friend that's the commissioner in Hingham, and we lost one of our inspectors about an hour ago that Hingham is going to hire. So it's increasingly very challenging to find qualified individuals. And we had one, but unfortunately went to a market that was paying significantly more. And it may be something that Mr. Kelly and I and possibly Ms. Velasquez, we may have to sit down to try to strategize a little bit more of, I don't want to say attractive package, but it's basically what it's coming down to. People are just, they're so far and few between as far as qualifications that when you get one, you have to be ready to kind of make a move. And that was kind of a heartbreaking situation because I thought we had one, but, back to the drawing board. But Mr. Kelly was spot on with that comment.
So without these inspectors in place, if we don't have them in place, then we're potentially gonna lose out on revenue because work's not gonna be getting done.
And we're potentially going to have projects that have constructive approval without being inspected.
Right.
Is that what happens if we don't have an inspector?
Yep, they just go for.
Yes. So under state law, a commissioner has 30 days in which to act on a building permit, either a grant or a denial. After 30 days, if the building commissioner did not act on the permit, it is a constructive grant and the applicant can proceed. And that can result in disaster because, if you've got an addition that's going to go 3 feet from the property line instead of 15, you can imagine the turmoil that would come.
Sure.
Yep.
So
Yes.
do we have people in place ready for these positions?
We were trying to create a farm team, in effect, and that's what
Right.
we're looking to do. We lost one, as he said, I didn't even know it today, but
Just
we'll go
happened,
recruit
Yep.
someone for that and start training.
So by having the funding in the budget, we'll be ready to go as soon as somebody's ready to step up to the plate, so to
Yep.
speak. Okay.
Correct. And just so you know, Mr. Kelly, that didn't happen until literally 45 minutes ago when I got the phone call that he was a good friend that's the commissioner in Hingham, and he said, I just don't want to jeopardize our friendship. He said, but he's a very qualified individual. Hingham had been advertising since July for this open position. So you think about a community that size, and it's kind of like a buyer's market right now, because if you have the qualifications, you can pretty much go anywhere. And they're offering huge benefit packages, sign-on bonuses. I mean, there's a lot of creativity out there, and it's getting more and more challenging for us to be able to hold on to someone.
No doubt. Yeah, we've seen that firsthand with a lot of different things in town.
Yes, sir.
Does anybody have any other specific questions for Andy?
No, I'm all set.
All good. Andy, thank you. If we have any questions, we'll reach out to you directly. But
Please do.
thank you for your presentation, much appreciated.
Thank you all for your time.
Thank
Have a good night.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Next up, we have our Principal Assessor, Ms. Kelly Koska. Kelly, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So, I am reviewing the budget with the total of the $188,059, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. The only real significant changes are the projected or proposed contractual raises for the assessor position and the clerk position based on union ratifications of contracts. Also, longevity is based on the contract that's currently in place to go up the $100. There is an upgrade in place for the CAMA system, which is computer assisted mass appraisal, Patriot Properties. And I highlighted them in green for me. I don't know if I sent it that way, but basically that's kind of been paused or in queue, but it's projected to happen. And cost-wise, it is covered. The pending contracts totally encompassing every service would be about $58,336, which would be the line items of triennial certification, management consultant, licensing fee, and CAMA license. And what we're looking to budget in this evening is total $61,340. So there is even a buffer there on what we're looking to do. What's going to happen is the classic system that's in place now, the software is becoming obsolete, and the company is going to a web-based program, and we're trying to roll that out. There's been a few bumps in the road, but hopefully it will come to pass, and that's pretty much it. I would, at this time, it's not on this budget, but possibly if it would be considered in regards to training and testing and dues and subscriptions, class fees have almost doubled, and I have to get certified every 3 years. I mean, I wouldn't, just something to think about. I know we were asked to do level funded budgets, but to see if it would be
How
considered.
much is that?
How much would I want to,
How much is
right
the
now,
training? No, the
training and
would-
testing is at $500, I'd like to double it. If you notice, the travel line item is gone. It's been for a while. That's been for a little bit now.
Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward, Kelly.
Yes.
Oh,
Why is the triennial certification going down? I think I just missed that.
What they're proposing to contract for services is, it's allotted for $23,000. The contract that they're negotiating or trying to roll out now is asking for $21,000 over a stretch of 3 years. Fiscal 2026, which we're already presently in, that was the fee, and the current agreement encompasses 26, 27, and 28 for the actual service contract. But they're trying to get in the rollout of the upgrade in between. But for the town, in my opinion, the cost is pretty nominal to get the upgrade, which is eventually going to be needed. I think they were fair in their negotiation, they being Catalyst or Patriot, because they really have kept the fee for services almost the same for several years if you look back. So that's kind of in this
Yeah, that is
economy.
becoming more and more common where if you do multi-year contracts, they,
But I
they-
mean,
they
it's
bundle
been
it
for a
together.
long time, so.
So if it's going down $447 bottom line in the department request, you could just put that into the training
Yeah,
and double
that's what I was
it and
thinking.
have a
I
real
mean,
zero.
It's just
right?
something to consider. I know I would appreciate it, but again, the contract has not been solidified yet for the upgrade. It's going to be hopefully, and the rollout was supposed to be this spring. They're projecting this fall, so.
Yeah,
But that's another fiscal year, so it kind of
No, we'd
changes the
like
dynamic.
we thought it was going to be in this fiscal year that we'd sign the contract, but it's still being negotiated, I would say.
I think,
Our tech people and their tech people are talking.
yeah, it's kind of out of my square for what's gonna be needed behind the scenes in that respect, so yes.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think what you're asking for in training and testing is a big ask.
No.
I mean, in the big scheme of things, you know, compared to some other things we're gonna see down the line here.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It needs to get done, and
Yeah.
she's already got almost that covered
No,
already.
exactly,
The level
so
budget,
exactly,
so-
so this is pretty much a no-brainer.
Again, the budget, my clerk is fairly new and she's at a lower step, so in the past years, there were, you know, it's moved around a little bit because the clerk I had before in 2024 was a little bit higher than what's being hired, what they've hired since then, so that's why you see a little bit of decline in that line item.
Yep.
And then the 2% at the bottom, is that like a? why is
That's
that
based on, well, AFSCME covers the clerical contract. It's kind of been what we've seen in past contracts is a 2%.
So is that just saying, like, there could be a 2% that's not accounted for, is that what you're saying?
Well, the contracts aren't ratified, so this is still a projection. Technically, they're not solidified.
But you didn't carry a 2% on that, correct?
I did,
Oh, you did? Okay.
did.
Oh, yep, okay. Just on the,
for the assessor and the clerk line item.
I don't see it in the clerk line, I think.
Because she's at a lower pay than the past year, so it kind of washed itself out. In other words, the clerk that I had for fiscal 2025 was getting paid more than the clerk I currently have.
So the clerk you have now is not at 42,100.
Right,
She will be next year.
correct.
I got you. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else have any questions for Kelly? Kelly, thank you for coming
Thank you
in
very
tonight.
much, appreciate it.
If we have any questions, we'll reach out,
Thank you.
but I think we'll be good.
All right.
Okay. All right, Mr. Kelly, Ms. Velasquez, what would you like to cover next?
Why don't we start with the revenue sheet?
Okay.
And even though it's tiny, Sue, there is a date at the bottom.
I'm just starting to write them on the right, so. Because even with the glasses, I still can't see that.
Yeah. The real, this is for your guys' information. For the citizens who watch the FinCom, the explanation is pretty simple. Tax levy, you've got approximately 750,000 increase each year. State aid, approximately 100,000 increase each year. Local receipts and other, approximately 50,000. You have around 900,000 increase. This year it's 967,270 in the estimates. There's some anomalies in the estimates from fiscal year 26 to 27 in that we didn't have a real handle on the meals tax. We're estimating it at 100,000. I put a decrease in for Medicaid reimbursement. I put a slight increase in that might not stay for charges for services water of 50,000. And as you can see, my estimates for the revenues are my typical 75 to 80% of actuals, because when you look over a multi-year progression, even from 2023 on, you can see some spikes and some valleys on the local receipts that are explainable with the income, economic and income changes. The reason I asked to start with that is, as I said, you've got $967,000 right now at the estimated increase in revenue. When we get to the next pages, you're gonna see the preliminary increase in insurances is 482,000, pension 122,000. We still have to deal with the trash contract that could be $250,000 increase. And you see the figures from Old Colony of 410,000 increase. I think I've been doing this too long. My original estimate was 400,000. And we don't know where the schools are coming in. But
So,
if my
Jamie,
estimate,
what did you say insurance was, estimated increase?
482, but 482 and change, but I'll talk about it because we still only have preliminary figures when we get to the actual budget. But I think that can go down to around 365 to 375. But my concern is if I add my preliminary estimates for the schools, trash contract, and the budget busters, I'm looking at close to $1.8 million increase. And we have 967,000 increase in revenue. But as I said, if I pair 125 off of insurance, and then we start to look here and there, and we talk to the schools, get things down some. Trash, we won't know until we get the RFP should be going out shortly, and then we'll get the answers and we'll see. But you have to remember, you've been in a 5-year contract with trash up until now.
Jamie, that 1.8, you factored in our schools into
Yep.
that number?
Yep.
At what number?
For Acushnet schools, 500,000.
Okay.
And that's just back of the envelope. We haven't seen anything substantive. I know there's a couple meetings coming up that you've been invited to and I've been invited
Yes.
to. But we've got time. That's the nice thing. We can
We
start
It's
to
already
work
the
on
first week of
things.
March, I'm not sure how much time we have there, James.
Yeah,
Well, between March and June, I mean, it's a lot better than,
Quickly, we're gonna be behind the 8 ball.
Yeah,
yeah.
We've been through this rodeo a few times, so
Yep.
we kind of know how it works. It's going to be an evolving thing. And, you know, as we get closer to the end, hopefully
We rolled
the
quarters.
numbers are
Nickel,
approximating.
dimes. All right, want to take pensions first?
Sure.
Contributory pension. As usual, the number from Bristol County went up just over 100,000. I put a placeholder of 260 in for Medicare, but you know that is based on the total salary. So we'll see if we can pare that number down when we go into and total the budget salary figures and then put it through the formula. It's all formulaic. But the Bristol County, that's the number they've sent us. Employee benefits and insurance. We're still high on health insurance because we haven't finished discussions with the reinsurance stop-loss providers. I am looking to end up about 125,000 below the figure we have now.
That'd
But
be nice.
this is worst case scenario. The other issue the committee should be aware of is we are in discussions concerning unemployment insurance and workers' comp insurance with the schools to see if we should do an offset similar to some of the offsets we did with the enterprise accounts. Especially since, as far as unemployment goes, the vast majority of the unemployment costs are the schools. But that discussion is just beginning, correct?
Mhm.
I think it should be carried as a separate line. Unemployment insurance town, unemployment insurance schools.
So the school will carry their own, is that being discussed, started the discussion with them now? Okay.
We broke out schools versus town in ourselves, not for them to carry it for the health insurance, but we broke it out, so we're refining those figures so we'll know the cost of health insurance for school employees and cost of health insurance for town employees.
That'd be nice when we're coming to rectify the percentages of the budget.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It might be described as my gift to you as I leave.
Yeah. I still think it's funny you think you're gonna be allowed to leave.
Yeah, we're not. I mean,
I've got a really large honey-do list waiting for me. Something for you to remember, and part of this is I'm just putting some of this out there because I am leaving, is the health insurance is on the fiscal year calendar. The retiree health insurance is on the calendar year calendar, as far as any changes in price.
mhm.
We provided you with the debt sheets. I'd ask that you folks look it over, and then if you have questions, we can bring the treasurer,
I would, yeah.
we can bring the treasurer collector in with us
Yeah.
to discuss them. We also have a meeting set up
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
for 2 weeks from now with the fire chief and the finance people, and we're going over on the timing of and the movement of the bands and the ambulances. So we'll be able to give you a separate schedule of that. But I think you're in very good shape. And of course, you've got the, as far as the enterprise account, there is a decision to be made with whether on the clubhouse, with whether you actually bond it with the expenses for bonding it, or whether you ban it and pay so much off each year out of the surplus in the golf revenue. It might, I think it would be advantageous to do like we did with the school roof and ban it and pay it off fairly quickly in maybe 7-8 years at the most.
What's the average surplus in the golf though?
3-4, maybe. And I'm just off the top of my head. And they've got, because they've also got a large reserve right now. So between the reserve and then the surplus paying off bands, you wouldn't have to bond it, you wouldn't have to pay the costs associated with it.
What
When the
fiscal,
clubhouse becomes live, clubhouse is gonna increase the,
Revenue.
Yeah, surplus.
what fiscal year would that start? Would that repayment of the band start for the golf?
You'd be rolling it over annually and paying it down. So it's when the project, I assume, would finish.
Or is
But
there-
you've
there-
got the reserve, so you might be able to put it off a year or two and use the reserve and then go into it.
so 28 or 29.
Because they'll have the golf, the current bond paid off in FY '28.
Be right about the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that'd
I
actually
mean,
be good timing.
Yeah, and it would, that way, the short-term borrowing is a lot more efficient, I think, for you guys.
Makes sense. I just want to point out, I think that's the first time I've ever heard you say we're in pretty good shape. So I just wanted, I know it's a parting gift from you, but it was appreciated.
Could be a parting shot.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, as far as you're borrowing, you're in great shape.
Yeah, as far as
You've
the
been
borrowing, not how much
paying-
revenue.
Yeah.
No, no,
Everything else, the
just,
bottom.
he's never said we're in great shape on anything, so.
Except for this, yeah.
You're paying off short-term and long-term. Yeah, you've got some that are very long-term, but that's typical in everybody's books. I mean, the schedule is something that most towns would love to have. Of course, you have to address your sewer and water infrastructure over the coming years.
Don't ruin the good thing. I already said great, just leave it at that.
But I think the Slocum Street project is coming to a fruition and close, and it will, very shortly, the selectmen will be discussing a very nice news for the finance committee. So,
Two good things in one day.
yeah,
I say we get 5%, what do you say? Still nothing.
We're gonna start getting benefits.
Is it?
Benefits and raises,
Yeah.
that's what he was saying.
all right. Miscellaneous, getting back to the serious stuff. Level funded. sealer of weights and measures, level funded. I added a little bit in streetlights to energy. It's a guess, but that's it. And decreased some from repair and maintenance, but that's not, it's just a guess. Forestry, we increased police details and increased tree removal.
Mr. Kelly, is this still good after the last storm? With any damage they may have to take care of?
Well, we added stuff. We're still in this fiscal year and we're about halfway through the budget.
Okay.
That's a lot of that stuff will probably,
It'll be work for the spring.
yeah.
And we've got a good relationship with Eversource as far as this stuff goes. As far as any real storm damage,
It's all
that's
done.
FEMA and MEMA if they ever open DHS.
I'm not gonna go down that road right now.
Yeah. Wow, 3 good things in one day. I would have joined you.
Animal control is fairly level funded when you include the adjustment we're asking for from the reserve fund
Mhm.
for
Carcass,
carcasses.
yeah, she's going up a little bit.
Assessors you get. Inspectional services you hit. I included the latest we got from Old Colony in the packet for you folks to look at.
Mr. Yep.
And I'm not sure if who or anybody contacted Pam, but she's usually here, so I would say it's probably a glitch in scheduling, so if we could have her at a future date.
Yes.
And then we're looking for the reserve fund transfers, which,
You don't have.
huh? They were emailed to you.
I don't think we had the reserve fund
Yeah,
transfer.
we didn't get them.
Jamie, do you have the originals with you so I can?
They're right in the red
Oh, you,
folder.
oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got minutes and we got the agenda, that was it.
Yeah, so it's like, I think I sent it to Mike a few weeks ago. The Council on Aging for sprinkler head, you recall, for 11.5.
Some of them have been pending for a while before you.
The carcass
No.
removal for $1,000, just because the budget's already expended.
Yep.
The clothing allowance for the police department, seemed to have been an error in the budget.
There was an error in budgeting where I think we had a figure that was, how much are we adding?
10,000?
Yeah, I think it was, if it was a 1, it should have been a 2 in the budget.
Yeah.
And it escaped me when we published it out. And then when we looked at
quote
it,
on the police department's mini split.
I think I have everything here.
it's $10,000. And to be a round figure like that, it means I screwed up.
The mini, it's 21,000 for the mini.
Yeah,
split.
do you have the details for the quote?
We are getting other quotes too,
Yeah.
just, we got one in.
So,
we're getting-
the reason why I'm mentioning the mini split for the police station is, and the reason I wanted to see the spec on it is there's, the mini splits, I know at EMA,
Yeah, you can take a look.
at EMA, we have a brand new one in the box.
If we,
12,000 BTU.
if we can use it, we'd love to. And we
That's-
wouldn't,
yeah, I wanted
and
to
we
see
wouldn't
that.
go with the other one, but I don't want, since this one is dead,
Yeah, no, I get it.
well, I wanna make sure I have an opportunity to buy one.
Where
I
are they
do-
using a mini split?
Uh-huh,
Dispatch.
Dispatch.
dispatch. And I don't need that area to overheat with all that equipment in it.
Wait, so how old was it?
10
Original
years.
building.
11?
Oh, it's been that long?
It doesn't even say,
They put a mini split in when they built it?
I think it might be like a.
I think there's multi-mini splits in the building.
Yeah.
yeah, they,
Do you remember why they
I'm thinking
did
the
that,
same
Bob?
thing, Phil, big building, we get.
It was being built when I left.
It was what, I'm sorry?
I was never in there. That's.
Well, no, Bob, would you,
Oh, I thought you said me. Sorry.
do you remember why they went with mini splits?
There was some controversy with the
What's that?
HVAC people
Yeah.
back
It
and
was a
forth.
price cutting thing, right?
It was, yeah, it was, like everything else, it was a money issue.
Sure.
mhm.
Well, that project came in.
So we don't know what the BTU rating is for them.
No, that's what, that's the, one quote, we're waiting for another one.
Yeah, if we don't, if we
Because I know-
can use,
Yeah,
if we
'cause
can
EMA
use,
definitely
the-
has one in Newman box, and I think there's a couple in the garage.
but if we can use one we have, we will, but I wanna make sure we have,
No, I, no, that's fine, I'm okay.
Where will we stand in the reserve fund if these go through?
we got one more to talk about, but
Yeah.
So if all of those, if those four are approved, it's, you'll still have $106,500 left.
How are you with the sun, with the snow? How much,
well, it
That's-
depends on how
Yeah,
much
that's
we
fine.
get.
yeah,
That's gone.
was that?
Well, you're gonna get it from MEMA for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on how much we get for this last storm.
Yeah.
What's the normal protocol for something like that? How much would we get reimbursed?
It's,
And then you gotta wait.
FEMA gives it to the state,
Yeah.
and then the state gives it to the counties,
Okay,
and then they parcel it out. I think there's 2,800,000 maybe
okay.
for Bristol County,
Oh, we're not gonna see much.
but don't hold me on it.
I can't imagine we're gonna see much between Fall
We don't
River
know.
and New Bedford.
We don't know what the numbers were for just us?
No, because we put it all together, send it in,
Yeah. And we won't see for like 6 or 8 months anyway.
Yeah. and so what we'll do is, this'll be a, at the end of the year town meeting, well, prior to town meeting, we'll look and see what we have where, and
Mhm.
we can do the interdepartmental transfers after May 1. And then we still have approximately 300,000 in free cash that we haven't appropriated that we can use to
Because we
plug
gotta
the
pay the
hole.
bills.
Yeah,
We gotta pay the bills. 300,000?
Mhm.
I don't think there's enough.
no, but I mean,
Yeah, but it's a starting, it's part.
moving all the stuff we can move around after May 1.
We shouldn't be too bad.
As of today, we're over budget by 76,000.
776 with snow,
No, 76,000, that's what we're over. So
We're
we're
over.
at
on
186,000.
top of the 100 that we allocate, yeah, okay.
So as of today, I don't,
And
know
that
whatever
includes the
bills
last
still
storm?
coming in, no,
Oh,
not including
God,
this
it's
one.
not
All right, so
close.
last one is
I gotta ask.
basically probably going to double that,
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least.
yeah.
I will say though, Acushnet streets were in better shape than anybody else around us.
No,
By
Yeah,
far.
Haven.
By
by
far.
far, by
Eric and I were,
Did you go on Alden?
Alden
we're on
Road.
Alden Road going down
Alden
Mr.
Road
May.
to ride.
Just the look on
He
his
calls
face,
me,
he
and
was
I'm
so
like,
angry.
hey, he's right there, I'm like,
I took my snow blower and widened my own street.
Yeah,
I did mine in front of my house and both of my neighbors on the side of me. So I had it out there. I'm like, I'm
oh
just
yeah, our
gonna,
town's
go right along and widen this a little bit.
I did it so
So
we could get to the
otherwise, I think
mailboxes.
they did a great job. The
Yeah.
thing that I was amazed with the storm was I didn't lose power.
Same
I mean,
here.
I always lose
Yeah.
power where I am. So the first thing I did
It was the wind.
is I got out there with my snow blower in the morning, and I snowblowed a path on all the way to the side of my house where I could plug in my generator, because I'm like, power's gonna go out,
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
way this power was staying on. And surprisingly, I was out there for hours, and I keep seeing my lights on, and I'm like, geez, I'm like, hey, this is good.
Yeah, we
I'm
got
not
lucky.
playing around with the generator.
It was so
Yeah,
windy that the wet snow couldn't stick on the
Yeah.
trees to weigh them all down and break them on everything.
Oh, I
But-
got some broken trees. I
You
just
got
never
some.
lost power.
Yeah,
But most of the stuff didn't stay on the trees. It got blown off before it could accumulate.
I
too
think
much.
the maximum customer
Like 3,000.
number
That we lost.
that in Acushnet was 1,000.
Yeah, it's about that.
It was
And-
mostly down the Cape, or all the
and-
power,
but-
Plymouth County, and
But
Plymouth.
Marion was,
That one Marion was out.
Wareham,
Was out.
Oh yeah, because they're closer to the water.
Yeah. I spoke to
was
one of
it
my clients who was out
Freetown
for a
or
while.
I have a
Lakeville?
friend in New Orleans on Thursday. 99% of the town was still
Yeah,
without power
yeah.
Wow.
on Thursday.
Mattapoisett and
Thursday?
Fairhaven
Last
were
week?
about
Last
half.
week, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anyway,
All right, let's.
that gets us to water.
Yeah.
Ms. Water?
So then you have the, there's also a reserve fund transfer for the water server.
Yeah.
Or, the selectmen voted it up to 16,000 to make it even. So the server's old. It's crashed about 4 times since I've been using it.
So I
Certainly.
personally would like to take issue with that. $16,000 for a server to just do the water stuff is way too expensive. I personally, my business bought 3 servers for $21,000. So,
I wonder if they knew if it.
Yeah, but is
if
there
it's been-
is there a difference between like a private sector
I-
versus municipal
it's,
servers?
the basic
This is one
difference
that does
is
the reading.
you don't pay taxes.
Everything's on.
Don't you have to get off the
all the
sheet or
water.
something?
Yeah,
It's not
so I'm familiar with the company that they buy it through. I actually deal with that same company. I did not buy the servers from them, but I bought them through Dell directly. I saw the actual quote for the machines, for the machine itself.
Yeah, but
They can very
also
easily get
the reads are.
through or get by with what they need for about $8,000.
So
I would
it's
think.
because, is it because?
Why is it coming as a reserve fund
Well,
if
it's a
they know
certain
it's been
size that they
breaking down?
require.
It hasn't been
I
capital.
don't know.
I know that the size
What's coming out of the
required is
water
because
reserve
of the
Oh,
Not the
programs
general
on it and the reading program.
So when I looked at the quote, the CPU seemed a little heavy duty for what it's going to be used for. So I think that will help cut the cost.
Well, I know we do need to, so the program we use for water, is 2014, which I would love to upgrade.
So is that part of this package? Because I saw the quote for the machine. The machine was 16 grand or
No,
just-
that's
it's about
just,
15
this
grand.
is just for the server upgrade.
That's just the hardware.
Right, so they gave us specs that we had to get, and then I know we're talking at some point of to upgrade the actual program because it's so outdated.
Right, and
So I think
that's
they were
fine.
kind of making sure there's plenty of room, you know, when they run the backups and everything.
So I think part of the problem with pricing on this is because of the shortage in hard drive and RAM prices.
Mhm.
And then the CPU, when I looked at the quote, the CPU seemed a little bit high for what it's going to be doing. I'd like to see them cut down the spec on that a bit to cut that cost down.
Didn't it do it?
Yeah.
What's the,
I was reading
like, what was
something
it
yesterday
bought
about-
off, well, what's the quote off of? Is it like a bid or was it?
Yeah, it's the government connection, which is formerly PC Connection, is the name of the company.
AI sucking everything up.
So,
So it's off the
It's
state
just
bid list.
supply.
yep.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents on that.
So who requested that specific size? How do we end up with that server that Eric is saying is?
IT had communicated with the Mueller program, the company that we use, you know,
Okay.
to make sure we had the right size and all this, or like all the specs that meet their requirements. And then I think they just kind of went a little bit bigger, knowing hopefully down the line, we need to upgrade the actual program itself. So
Do we have the specs for that software handy? Do we know what that is? Or can we?
They
Um,
upgrade to this?
I'm sure I can get it. I'm sure it's within the you know, all the emails and everything.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
That's
That'd be
fine.
great.
All right, we gotta take up these transfers.
Mhm.
So So I'm gonna start with the Council on Aging. So they're looking for a reserve fund request of $11,500 going to R&M Building and Grounds, and this is to replace the current sprinkler heads, which were recalled a number of years ago. So this is for the Council on Aging.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Yep, second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, so the motion
Thank
passes.
you, that's our shelter, remember?
Yes.
And we knew it was coming. We've been talking about it for a couple of months, so.
Yeah.
All right, so that's one. All right, the next one is Police Department. So from the reserve fund, there's a request of $31,000, broken up into two different lines. The first is R&M Building and Grounds, $21,000, and the other one is for $10,000 clothing allowance. This is to replace the non-working heating AC mini split for the dispatch area, and the clothing allowance was budgeted lower than contractual requirements.
Can we, how?
I'm asking that it be passed, and if we don't need to use,
We can deduct it off of that.
we
Just
can
We'll get the, yeah.
return the money.
Yeah, I make a motion to,
Yeah, it's kind of like a
I'll
up
second
to,
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion passes unopposed. Next one is animal control. It's a reserve fund request of $1,000.
motion to pass?
Second.
And just by the way, it's for animal control carcass removal. No further explanation needed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes unopposed.
And I want to make sure and let everybody know that Pete's Chili is not, does not use any of the carcasses.
He's not going around roadside.
Wow.
It's not a squirrel and
Now
Woodchuck
that we
chili.
went there,
All right, and the last transfer we have to take up comes from the Water Reserve Fund. It's a request of $16,000, and it's for an upgrade of the system. It's replacing the outdated water server. The hardware is failing, and software updates aren't supported anymore.
Can I make a motion to table that until we get further,
Next meeting.
next meeting?
next week.
Should you have the IT guy
I
come
was
in
gonna
so
say,
you
Nick
can
said he-
question him if you?
Nick said he can call in right now, just not sure how to do that.
You can call my phone.
I don't know if we can.
Table it for.
Yeah, table it until our
we're
next
gonna
meeting.
table it. We can't technically do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion to table.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, this reserve fund request is being tabled until our next meeting next week. So I'm not gonna sign that yet. So Jamie, I'm just gonna give you this one
Yep. okay.
back blank without my signature.
Yep.
All the other ones are signed. Where's my agenda? My agenda got mixed up with everything else here.
Minutes of
Yeah.
February 4th.
Yep, I got it. Oh, I got it right here. All right, so we took care of reserve fund transfers. Any old business? New business? Okay, we have meeting minutes from February 4th. Just gonna pull
I'll
these
make a
up.
motion to accept the meeting minutes as presented.
Let me just list who was in attendance. In attendance was myself, Sue Delgado, Phil Adams, Pete Benoit, Eric Chu, Kristen Flynn, Eric McGlynn, and Lisa. Do we have a motion to accept these minutes?
I'll make the motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, minutes are approved for February 4th, 2026. Next meeting date will be here next week, March 11th. Same time, same place. Kathy, we have the room for next, we have it reserved for next week already?
Yeah, I think it's reserved like till.
Okay, so we should be all set with that.
Do we know
So-
what next week is?
So next week, we gotta invite Pam, town clerk, to come in.
When are you doing the schools?
That's the IT update
It's
on
not
these,
till-
I mean, on the
The
water.
reserve fund request,
Yep.
yes.
What are you doing, Old Colony, and when are you, the schools tentatively were April 1. But are you doing Old Colony and Acushnet schools together as one?
No, I
We
think
never
we should
did.
do it separate.
Old Colony has a meeting next Thursday for their updates, but, next Wednesday, but we have FinCom next Wednesday, so
Yeah.
I told Julian I couldn't make that meeting, but she'd get me the update information when it's over.
And then Sue and I are meeting with the school on the 12th.
Next Thursday.
As a preliminary meeting.
The 20th, yeah. Is that the one at 4 o'clock?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the
All right.
superintendent's office.
Yeah.
You should get to use the new furniture. Sorry to say that out loud.
I was just looking for that mock schedule. Does anybody have the mock
The
schedule? with the
25th
dates?
was education.
You talking about for next week?
Yeah.
After the 11th.
What do we have for next
Public
week?
safety departments, police, fire, EMS, EMA. You already did animal control. We did weeds and measures and golf.
The golf is next week too?
Yeah, we need to
With
split
police,
that up.
fire, and
Oh, there's no way we can.
Yeah, we need to split that up.
We can't do town clerk and all that all next week. So I think,
Well,
ACO's done. What would you like next week?
you could do public safety and town clerk,
you wanna do them together?
yeah.
And
Could
skip
throw
golf.
golf in too if you wanted.
I think that's gonna be too much.
You think golf on top is too much?
Yeah, that's gonna be a long, no, that'd be too much.
Public safety, I'm sorry, is that
No,
fire?
public-
EMS?
Nothing on
Yeah,
public
police,
safety, right?
police,
These
fire,
big
EMS.
issues,
Yeah, no.
No, he doesn't.
fire
Yeah,
trucks, or
Yeah, I talked to Tom Fryland today, and he
No,
doesn't have
Pretty
anything
straightforward.
so it should go relatively.
big.
I think we should break up public safety and then do town clerk and golf together.
Yeah,
I think town clerk and golf should be together, because then after that, it's Old Colony and the schools.
We have Public
Correct.
Works, March
Oh, public.
18th.
Oh, okay, Public Works. So Sue, that's the one that
Yeah.
I won't be able to be at.
Police and fire, do we have involved with them?
We've started with police, with Chief Copper, where we've started to go through the budget, just discussions, since he wasn't involved in it at all before, so we were going through, walking
Yeah.
our,
Would they be
Our
ready
way.
next week to
uh,
meet?
Fire's ready. Police.
yeah, fire, I talked to Tom today, and he doesn't have. a fight.
police, maybe push that back.
Yeah, I'll say, let me
Should
be
we
like
Alright, so
golf
what
do
show.
golf and
Do you want
town clerk next week?
You want to do golf? We can do golf and town clerk next
Yeah,
week.
flipping.
Golf, town clerk and fire, maybe fire's ready.
Yeah, fire's ready. It's
Public
pretty-
Works isn't ready.
No,
No.
Public Works is just coming up for air.
Okay. All right, so next week. All right, Kathy, you getting this? So we have.
Dan came in the office.
We gotta make sure we invite Pam.
He still looked like he
Right.
was
Pam,
Pam,
fire,
golf and fire.
plowing.
Pam, golf, and fire.
fire. So is 318 Public Works, Police and EMS?
Well, EMS will go with fire.
Oh,
Fire EMS.
yeah, that's
So it'll
So,
just be.
Police and,
18th would be police
Police
and
and fire.
public works.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we're gonna have, so that'll be on the 18th. So then the 25th,
DPW?
That'll be the 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the 25th, you're gonna do either Old Colony or the school?
we got golf, do we have to do two?
No golf.
Golf
Golf
is
is
with
next
Pam
week.
next week.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right, all right, so,
Yeah,
sorry.
This sounds
So
like a
campfire,
Marx
EMS
Brothers
golf.
movie.
Huh?
next week. Town clerk, fire, EMS, golf next week.
Kathy's got that, we got that reserve fund that we have to take, that we have
And
to
the
take
reserve
out.
fund.
Mhm.
Right, the one we tabled.
Yeah, IT.
Mhm.
What do we have, so 25th, what are we thinking, 25th?
25th,
Old
you have
Colony
With the
School.
schools
Public Works.
and Public Works.
Oh, the 25th.
The 18th is public works
Yeah.
and police. So the
Um,
Just the
25th,
schools.
Either school or OC. I don't know which one you want.
OC first.
OC first.
Okay.
Yeah, because they should be all finished up with their stuff, so that'll be the plan, is to invite OC for the 25th.
And then the April 1st,
I'm just taking a
the
picture.
schools.
Yes.
what?
Gee, how about that?
Okay.
Before the end of tax season.
Oh, you don't need this.
Well,
Thank you.
initially.
Say read the writing.
Huh?
Say read the writing.
Listen, but you can't say that, because you know that's not gonna happen.
All right. Okay, I think we've got it covered.
Motion to adjourn.
Like to make a shout out to all our DPW and everybody that helped us out of this storm this
Yep.
past,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
did.
good call, good call.
we, came through it pretty unscathed, I think.
DPW,
There's a lot of hard work for those
Police,
guys.
fire,
Police, fire,
EMS,
EMS,
EMA.
even the private contractors definitely did a great job.
There were a lot of complaints on social media, but from somebody that was out Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah,
Thursday
people-
driving
yeah,
around,
it's
we were in better shape than any of the
34
town
inches
around
of
us.
snow, I'm sorry, we could have had the army here and we still wouldn't have caught up,
Yeah.
so.
People love to complain.
Yeah.
That's,
So, I will second the motion to adjourn.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned.
Good night.